set up the stage. Every time I do this, I hear the Muppet Show theme song. It's time to... Okay, we gotta fix this stuff. Bloop. Drop down. There, that's a little bit better. Gotta bring in the lights. Who hired this staff? Who hired this staff? They're fired. Whoever hired the staff of me. The staff of I. The staff of one. No staph infection here. Hello, welcome to my tiny tube. My name is Margie. I come in peace. Mom just laid down and I thought I'd do a bedtime story. How's that sound, Ma? Sound good? Is that light too bright? Is that better for you? Yes. A little less evasive? Yes, thank you. Invasive? Lessy in your facey? Lessy in your facey? We'll leave that light. My God. Ma, how do you sit in this chair all day? No wonder she gets up. Mom gets up and she does exercises. Because she knows, her muscle memory knows the importance of fitness and how important it is just to keep your blood flowing, and people sit too much and it's not healthy. I am very overstimulated. I called into Frank today. I'm so glad I know that I should never take myself seriously and all of my thoughts that come with me. Because I know that I have so much air and water that it doesn't matter how I feel in this moment, that, you know, in an hour I'll feel different. Like, don't ever hold on to feelings, because they just are a river that you just don't want to grasp onto, because it makes people sick. So the world is opening up to all kinds of weird stuff. I got to share my story a little bit with Frank on Quite Frankly tonight to about 650 people. Because it's ever since 08, when 06, 05, 06, 07, when I was in the military, is when Epstein first came across my radar, because it did. And I've been paying attention because as a survivor, you know, my whole life I've seen how the creep gets away with stuff. Look, I got a goose egg. I freaking clocked myself. That thing is gnarly. I was talking to Mom and the door shifted from where it was. I opened the door to go in the bathroom and I turned around and talked to Mom and it shifted and I freaking turn around and crack from the door. That's a nice goose egg. People get their heads split open. I'm an Aries. Yeah, I'm a grandma. But I did more than your grandma ever did. And your grandpa put together. So it's okay. It doesn't matter. Age comes with experience and wisdom. And that's why America's going in the toilet. Because you got a bunch of dummies that play too much Grand Theft Auto. Now they got to go out and act it out. Just gotta act out what we see on TV. Look at the machismo. Look at the machismo. Full of New Mexico women machismo, men machismo. I call it the land of stupid cousins because my mom was born in Cuesta, and then Cecilia Cisneros threw her away like garbage to an orphanage. They've been doing Epstein shit since the whole time. They never not. They just redact the names of the culprits. They protect the pervs in America. We go to wars to do it, to distract people. It's called the military-industrial complex. Last year alone, Uncle Sam, look it up. Look at these things up. I'm not making it up here. Look it up. How much budget for military $2025 male enhancement drugs. What's up? Based on the reviewed fiscal year 2025 Department of Defense appropriations documents, the budget focuses on, oh, they'd see, that's the thing. Oh, they just put it under one umbrella. I'll reword it and we'll see what else it comes up with. We'll allocate it to the VA. Spend on military or on male enhancement. Whole world's been duped, and I just laugh at everybody because they fell for it. 84 million. Based on available reports, the U.S. military, including DOT and TRICARE, spends approximately 42 to 84 million annually on erectile dysfunction medications like Viagra and Cialis through a specific isolated 2023 figure for the Department of VA alone. See, so why is that? Why? Because America is built on butt stuff. That's why. The land of the liars. And they made me be a part of killing people in Iraq so they could decimate so they could play out their storylines, basically. You ever hear about gay will lie away? If you're a military, go ask your dad. Go look at your dad's face and ask him about gay while away. Go ask him. Especially if he's a big machismo, especially if he's in the Marines. He's a real big tough guy, and he has those desires to kill. Ask him, Dad, what do you know about gay while away? And see how mad he gets. Because the secret's out. Because that's what happens with the monsters. The secret. You find out how these people behave and how they really act and how they conduct themselves and what they're really doing behind the closed door of their secret meetings. America's gonna freaking plummet. The divorce level is gonna be so high, but there's gonna be so many wives leaving their husbands that it's not going to cost them so much because the lawyer is just going to write up my paper. My brother went to law school and then wrote up his own divorce paper. It didn't cost him like $50 to apply. Like, there's shortcuts for everything. You just have to know what they are. I see the Matrix. I call mine the Marge tricks because I have a different program. I got to share part of my story a little bit with, quite frankly, today. It was kind of nice. Because I'm so tired of hearing about all these, the victims, the children, you got to do it for the... And I'm like, hello, I'm one of those children survivors. I just, I'm not a kid anymore. But, like, the stuff has been going on as long as history has been writing books to tell us who we need to believe the good guys and the bad guys are. We live in a contrived reality, and Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same. They're the same. They're the same. Think about it. Think about how much actors get paid, like Congress, $250 an episode. They get paid that a year. Just pay them so much that they're just going to do and say whatever we tell them to do and say. And then all the unuseful idiots will do and say what they see on TV. Because we're just a bunch of parrots. That's how we learn to be human beings, by watching the examples and the environments in which we live. It's the age, an age-old question. And how much, what came for, like it's an evolution thing. We end up how our spirits start out in our life. And if we allow our spirits to be tarnished with grossness and perversion and butt stuff, and entertainment and not doing anything for anybody else, that's the part. It's the gluttony of people's time and the hindrance of help that they've known. I'm trying to get the people that are born and raised that have fallen through the cracks of society, or even the transplants, just the people, us throwaways that we don't get food stamps. We don't get help from agencies. We don't get all the, we're not like from the UK and we don't have friends that live in Santa Barbara that just say, hey, it's cool, come crash in our $11 million mansion. Like, most people don't got it like that, but the lizards do. The mentality, the lizard brains, the people that only care about themselves, that want to a cure because they know whatever they take here, it racks up in the spiritual realm. And if you know anything about the spiritual world war that we're in, that all wars are based on principalities. It's all about the soul. It's all staying a good person, you know, being kind, being generous, like trying to do favors for people. I had a lady do a favor for me today. It was pretty cool. She gave me a ride. So, you know, because I that's the way. It's like an energetic bank account. You do good for people, you put out goodness. Little rays of sunshine, hither, dither, and yon, all over the place. I like to bring. I have these made up. One day I'm gonna make my own. Straight people like rainbows too. Nacho neurotypical. I don't think like other people. And this is how I always looked at the rainbow ever since I was a little girl. I don't even know, actually, now that I think about it. If I had to sit down and take a test of the order of the rainbow, I don't know if I know the right answer because it's so ingrained in my head because I always did it like this. And this is also the color wheel. Like Native America, because Molly McCord just talked about it recently about the Hopi. See, when I was in third grade, Miss Freeman, there's the Hopi, there's the Hopi, there's all these different tribes, but they all say the same things. And Miss Freeman, Moon Freeman, had her tribe come to the class when I went to Rother back in like 86, 85. 4, somewhere around there. I went there a couple years. I was there for a couple, like 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade, and then we left in 6th. I moved around a lot. I've been to a lot. I've had so many different addresses. It just occurred to me earlier, I should say that I'm in Atascadero. That is one place that I have not been allowed to live, and it's so funny because it's the town that my dad and my brother, they were both born in the same 19-room hospital. I think it's still there. They added on to it, but they had the original 19 room. I was a kid when I had an uncle that worked at California Youth Authority for like 30 years. He was a narcissist that picked on people. Now he just isolates and plays games like Stratego and, you know, all that stuff, like his computer world. I gotta live in the tangibles. He got lost out of them. Anyway, and so like I look at like people's uniforms and stuff. And one time, Mom had to go for an appointment at the hospital there, and some kid came in and he had hit himself in the leg with an axe because they take these. That's what they do. That's what the system does. Is they take these young people and they don't give them anything to do that's useful, that makes them feel productive. So then they find unuseful things to do. And then they go do those useful things and cause harm to their community because they're acting out. They're just in the body of an adult. And so now what we're seeing is all these people in their 50s, 60s, 70s that are acting out because they've never been heard. And so I'm trying to come to people with the place of understanding, and I'm coming, and it's starting to get where like I can't help but understand where people are coming from, and I have to drop the rock. Because when I was a little girl, I've had to defend myself so much, literally. Like what people that I knew that ended up police, and like Philadelphia and all over, the bullies. Like, would ride their bike and ride past me and torment me and call me names and harass me. And then I'd pick up a rock. At first I'd say, leave me alone. I'm warning you. And they wouldn't. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to tell you again, don't bother me. I don't want to be bothered. And they'd come back harder with more torment. And then I'd throw that rock at their bike, and I'd be careful not to hit them. but I'd hit their reflector, or I'd do something, I'd break their shit, and then I'd get in trouble for breaking their shit when they were the one tormenting me. And this is society. And those are the assholes I call out because they're all the same. The Jeff Hills, they all grow up to be Bobby Coyles. They're all in the fraternal order of butt stuff. They're all a bunch of sick men with inferiority complexes and ideas and grandiosity, and my brother is one of them. And they've been trying to keep me quiet for a very long time. What people don't understand is I don't do these videos for accolades. I don't do these videos for clicks, for likes, or subscribes, because my bills are already paid with the breaking of my body, to give an oath, to swear that I will defend this land against the enemy, foreign and domestic, even if they're in $10,000 suits, you know, standing up in front of podiums saying, we care, we care, we care, we care. No, you don't. You don't. You go home and you drink yourself into oblivion, or you take an Ambien, or you do whatever you want to do so you can put your soul up on a rack, because you absolutely do not care. People do not care. People do not care. If people cared about what happened to babies, they surely would want to hear a story about what happens to the survivor when they grow up. And I am one of those survivors. And my story is more grandiose than any other story I've ever heard in real life, with the exception of a couple, because I took my pain and I became an alchemist, and I have turned that into power. And what occurred to me today is the power that I have to use to resist myself. Because whenever I find anybody irksome, that's a pat or a circle I didn't get. That's a time that someone didn't play a violin and share in my pain. So I healed my own. And I still got a smile on my face. I still got a pretty nice smile, even though I'm an old grandma. You know what I call this? The I'm mad at my mom tooth. Because they represent, I can't remember the organ for every one of them. But when you're mad at your mom, people lose their teeth on the top. When you're mad at your dad, so I guess I'm over my shit. Because this is not a common smile, just natural at my age with my track record. I found a picture of my brother. See, because because I'm half lizard. That vibrational frequency of drive, that air, all that stuff that ties to that behavior, I'm half of that. And then the other half, the indigenous in me, they mess with 8 anthrax vaccine shots and like near-death experiences, like almost drowning and being electrocuted and all this crazy shit that I've lived through. And then whatever I say, like people think I'm being a Debbie Downer, I'm trying to relate to them. Like, you guys have Christmases and all these holidays, and for every year for Christmas from the time I was 7, all the fun years, from the time I was 7 until the time I was 12, 13, and I finally said, I don't want to do this no more. This sucks, dude. Spending 11 and a half hours on a Greyhound bus. The whole time I'm just imagining what it'd be like to just wake up and do all those things that I saw on TV. All those like perfect wake-ups. I even bought a house and had my own perfect wake-up. You know what? People chase that year after year after year, and it's just living in a loop is what I call it. Chasing sensations, living the glory days. Like, do things every day to be of use, and then you won't have to have specific days to celebrate, because you have every day to celebrate, because every day you're of use in some capacity. Whether you're like walking around and you see garbage and you pick it up. That was what Peg Martin did. She always picked up trash. I like to wipe off the excess water off the, because people are so messy when they wash hands. I like to make sure the sink is dry because I was a busser, and like I don't know, I clean sources are better, and I all this stuff makes me crazy. It makes me like ignore, ignore, ignore. I've got to start taking care of this stuff. I don't have any. This place is so small, and I gotta put them in bags. I bought these canvas bags. I just have to do it, and I don't have a lot of juice, and I'm not sleeping good, and I don't want to. It's not fun. I wish I had, like, mom has been watching me do stuff. It's not the same. I don't get motivated the same. I get motivated by people. I got Mars and Saturn, Gemini, 29 degrees and 24 degrees in 12th house. So I need people to stay on this earth. Otherwise, I'll just dwell in the no place space, so to speak. In the ethers and the imaginations where all the information and data is held. I got a new book today. I wonder if Frank would want to do a book study with this book. It's about language, because words are spells. It's over there and I don't want to get up. So it's a cool, because I listen to people like William Donahue, Bill Donahue. Rest in peace, Home Slice. He went to the no place space January 4th. His dear, he was 92, I think. His wife Joan died like 2 years ago, so he wasn't gonna be too far behind her. But they had like a pilgrimage kind, or they, I don't like that word. Okay, they had like he went around basically like shared his words of knowledge and wisdom, and what he does is he put the wires together for me between the Bible and astrology. Is he closed those loops up, and I'll forever be grateful. And I just can't stop looking at my goose egg. God, I hit the door so hard. I stood there for a second, and mom was like, mom doesn't have a big vocabulary, but sometimes she pulls stuff out of her vault. And she was like, she saw it and she like recognized what I just done. And she was just like, yeah, I said, she's like, are you okay? Like she can't find the words, but the sentiments there. And I was like, I just need a minute. Like, look at that thing. That thing's gnarly. That's funny. See, they wanted to make me the soldier and then make me this mean, like, aggressive. And whenever I get aggressive in life, it's because I'm fighting my will and my desire to really be a jerk that I'm with. But then I kind of turn it to something silly. Because my whole intent is not to be wicked, because I was treated so wickedly that if I turn wicked, that I'm gonna be like, they're gonna win. So I can't be, there's rules that I have to, there's disciplines that I have to have. I have to have boundaries in my character, because my personal constitution has to be on a stronger foundation than the bullshit that the propaganda that the dude, if people watch that movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, it's about trafficking kids. There's a character in it called the Kid Catcher. That character, he's an actor. He was like a Russian ballet actor, and he was so creepy. Like, he scared the kids, and it made him feel bad. That dude's birthday was, I was born on the same day that actor that played the Kid Catcher was. And that guy, those movies, those evoke, like, memories. Like, how much of the population, if they put that back in the theater and all these people that saw it when they were like it's gonna trigger, it's gonna open. The Pandora's box is opening now, sort of, so to speak, not literally. But I live in the places that they create television based on reality, and then they say they use it in legal systems as defense mechanisms, like that stuff doesn't happen, it only happens in the movies. But they get all their ideas from the movies based on police reports, school counselors, CPS. They hear these tragic tales and then they profit from us that have to, trauma bond with people because regular people don't want to hear about it. Like, I've sat at tables, like I was in English class with the girl Barbie. She was such a vibrant girl. She reminded me of a lot. She reminded me a lot of Britney Spears. And I saw her last time I saw her is like my 20th year high school reunion. And her counselor said that she needed to write about this. And then they asked the teacher if she could read it in class because she wanted to share. It was important that people knew where she came from. Because when you know where people come from, you're supposed to understand and be like, "Aw." You're supposed to do that. It's called empathy. The world is apathy. They get it twisted. And this young girl read a story when I was like 16 about how she watched her parents put the body parts of her younger brother in a trash bag and throw them away like garbage. And this happens every day in this stupid country. And then I gotta go over there to fight for fucking freedom and to mock. Are you fucking kidding me? When elections are just bullshit too? I don't even know if she's still alive because that is a sight that people don't want to see, but yet they go, how many saws have they made? How many versions of it? Stuff those are real, man. That shit's real. People aren't supposed to have sex with chickens, and I'm never supposed to see it. And I know what they do with diddle chairs. I know what they do with diddle chairs. So this is what people are waking up to. But hey, I'm Marge. I'm here to help usher in a new age. So don't feel bad for me because I'm going to work through it. And as soon as I get off this live, I'm going to go over to my weights. And I'm going to do a set of 300. Because that is what I do every time I feel powerless. Every time I surrender to things that I can't control. I lift up my weights and I do sets of 300. Because that's all I can do. I can't get angry. Anger puts stress on your heart. Anger gives you these lines. Anger gives you cancer. Anger makes you ugly. Anger turns your heart. So you got to work out your anger. So it makes me so happy to see all these people coming into their fitness, their health. It's not even fitness, it's just health. It's just work for your mind, body, and spirit congruence. And then when things happen and you feel feelings and emotions, they just pass you like a river. You know, they don't have to get hung up, and I don't have to wake up tomorrow, or I don't have to be up all night thinking about this stuff. Because I just share this stuff for other people that have gone through hell. And I shared stories about Kathy Vasaki, who hung herself in the rafter of her basement. And I shared stories about Walter, my buddy, who I helped him move into his house, Habitat Humanity, who later ended up dousing himself with an oily substance accelerant and then lit himself. Because they use oily stuff, so that way it's harder to put out. Kind of sucks when you understand the reason why people are the way they are. And when you just want to make them feel better and just show them the things that they can do that's right for them, not for me that I think that they should do. No, I am on a I made butter. I like to make caramel. One day I will grow the flour, the green flour, to put in the butter. So, and then maybe I'll even make my own cream and my own butter. Who knows? I'm all about being organic. I make caramel, and then I put the green butter in the caramel, and it makes people feel good. And if people can just put a song, a track, a vibrational for, how you hear a song and make you feel kind of way. Well, your body, if all you've ever felt is a heightened state from being in an excited environment, whether it's, your body don't know the difference if it's, the excitement from a football game or a domestic violence situation. It don't know, your brain don't know, it's when you're in a height, and people are always chasing sensations and they don't know how it feels to have their body at a baseline, at peace. They don't know what peace feels like. They don't know, there's people that don't know what pain-free feels like. I move all the time, constantly. I can't hold still because I'm constantly in pain unless I'm laying in certain positions. But I can't lay around all the time. There's too much life to live. So, I gotta stay fit. Because people want to stay still because things hurt when you move. They're arthritis. Well, you have arthritis because you don't move your joints. So move your joints and you'll feel better. They don't get it. So, anyway, I'm getting tired. Maybe I'll go over and see if anybody's around on TikTok. Anyway, I just had to drink some fire cider. I think I'm trying to... I don't really get sick. I don't know if I've ever been sick in any of the... I've been hungover. Back in my earlier videos, the evolution, my origin story, that's what this is. That's funny. Where's that picture of my brother? When I was growing up, because my grandma's one of the Eastern Star things, right? And I always find this stuff out after the fact. I am so slow and too trusting. And so, when I was growing up, my grandma, she was like this sweet little granny lady with the little perm, short hair and stuff, but even her heart, she wasn't. She was dark. And she would be like, go brush your teeth, it's time for bed. No, I always thought it was so weird. Because how is this little blue-haired little old lady going to be telling me that I need to go brush my fangs? Grandma, I don't got no fangs. Go brush your fangs. Grandma, I don't got fangs. I got teeth. And I actually have a picture. He literally looks like he has fangs. It's a trip. So, do I believe lizards live? Yes. Do I think I'm part lizard? Yes. Do I think it's I have the bloodline? Yes. Am I the scapegoat? Yes. Do I care? No. Does it impact my life? No. But, homeboy, check this out. This is freaking This is dude's favorite song. Name one heterosexual man on this earth whose favorite song when he was a little boy was the Rhinestone Cowboy. Name one. Name one right now. I'll wait. Okay. I'm excited. I'm listening to my massage playlist. I made a playlist for my massage lady. I want to prove to myself if because she listens to the same music every time, and I'm like, how many massages have you done in your career? So we figured it's like 8,000. If she listens to that, how many, like, how often does she change? These are the questions I have about things in life. Look how big his head is. Like, he's got to be an alien. But he's got fangs. Homeboy's got. Oh, here, this will help. Let's put a little light on it. And check this out. Dude has fangs. He legit has fangs. This kid, they found, like, they've been trafficking his ass his whole life. I feel bad for him. He just blocks it all out and then decided to go along with it. But he never had compassion for me. But still, like, there's a police report out there someplace in Morro Bay, California, that he, and some little boy went riding off in a mountain, and they found him on, like, a side of a hill where, like, it was very questionable how they got there. Because it was up on this mountain, and it was, like, no roads and stuff like that. And then later, dude was trafficked when he was like 13 to Florida to Kissimmee. But and then I just realized, like, in the last couple of weeks, that bitch got to go to Disney World, and I didn't get to go. But he got Epsteined out, and I was always the prude, so I was divinely protected. Because they wanted to make me it's the Pussycat program, the Jezebel frequency. I'm getting tired. I'm not one to ever go along with the program, so I'm here to let people know, just share my experience, my strength, and my hope that there's going to be a new world where there's going to be that people aren't manipulated. Dude, we never know what they're putting in us. We're just crazy lab rats to them. Like, I remember when I got my shots in basic training, they have different stations that they set up, like different, like the do-si-do. There's the Oak Project. Anyway, the Oak Tree Project. That's the DNA manipulation one. That's the one that they got me with. Well, that's the inverted one where they put crap in the baby when the mom's pregnant, and then we'll just see how this goes. And it perpetuates the system. Either you're going to be a savant and make the system, or you're going to be part of the system that they allocate funds for, so they can pay themselves $240,000 a year to lock people up in cages who they deem are bad guys. When they're the bad guys, how are you going to find out who the bad guys were? Because they don't know what bad is, because they just go around and do whatever they want their whole life. That's what privilege and nepotism does. That's why they do the things that they do, because they get bored, and these are the things that stimulate them. It's gross psychology. But if you take a class, you'll find out that that's all that it is. It's gross psychology. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.